Keep that.
Your contribution.
You did say you were going to be energetic this week. So.
And it's the Man United one.
I think that might have just flown out my mouth into the air.
I thought you was going to bless yourself. I think that might have just.
Oh, it's like the start of the Lion King, where like you got the little roar in the back. I can get started. No? Okay. Well, fine. No one's gonna fucking ask me.
Why did you pick this film, Alec?
Oh, now too many people asked me.
Oh, no, there we go.
Thank you.
Why did you pick this film, Alec?
I picked Lilo and Stitch because of you, because you seem to accidentally trigger a psychopaths round, and because you picked fucking psychopaths from Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then Rob picked something about psychopath libertarian people, and then Emmanuel picked American Psycho, which featured Texas Chainsaw Massacre in it by accident. So I thought I need to kind of lighten the mood here, because I kind of know what's coming. So I thought, hey, I'll use my own breed of psychopath and pick a Disney film about a psychopath. And yeah, Lilo and Stitch. Easy.
Yeah.
Because I did have another film in mind, but yeah, I figured it was going to be quite a heavy round. Thank you very much.
Was the other film that you had in mind the one that you were scared about, Danny?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked it.
What?
I wouldn't have picked it.
What? Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked it.
No, that's not the one he's worried about you stealing.
Oh, you're saying. Oh. Is it one I mentioned?
I'm like fucking Smaug. I've just got Lilo and Stitch, and it's like, no, it's mine. You can't have it.
And Dad's like, I didn't want it.
Nobody wanted to pick it other than you. It's like, yeah, well, gotta be sure anyway.
Glad I picked this before anyone else thought about it.
Yeah, before it was even considered.
We got it while it was hot, man. Anyway, if you pick my next pick, I'll fucking break your legs. But yeah.
So what is it?
I'm gonna fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it, Ben. I'm looking right at you. You fucking always do it every fucking time. Stop it. Yeah. X. There you go.
X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah, that's the two initials in that film. That's the clue.
Which one?
Days of Last Apocalypses.
No, Alex favorite is New Mutants.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That one's so shit. So shit.
Is that Amazon Prime one?
It might as well be.
Was it Amazon Prime?
Sound like you said Alison Prime.
You are how much alcohol have you consumed today? Because you are slurring like every fucking word.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I've not had that much.
You called Rob a son of a bitch, and I thought you called him a sandwich earlier.
I just can't believe
you called Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh ER and said that his catchphrase was "Old Barbara."
You're fucking deaf.
I'm not deaf.
You're fucking deaf.
You need to fucking enunciate.
Fucking deaf.
Stop eating the Warhammer paint.
I'm fucking eating a yogurt. Look, it's a nice.
What a plot twist!
Just pulls out a little plastic dwarf, and he's like,
after all this time, Dan wasn't painting. It was just
wow,
yogurts.
Wow. How did you aim for Humphrey and hit me and Pat first?
Oh, what a twist!
Yeah, what a twist indeed.
Any fucking way.
To be fair though, if that is a genuine twist, then congratulations to Dan for getting commissioned to eat a yogurt.
And I got paid for it as well. I actually got paid for the mini. I paid my friend.
The worst OnlyFans on the internet.
Oh,
Dan
no.
eating yogurt for profit.
Wait,
Yeah, Rick knows someone who sells pictures of her elbow.
do you
Jesus
not
Christ.
know about the woman who sold her farts in a jar?
Everyone knows about her.
I think you told me about it.
Yeah, the fuck. Oh, God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, big fan of this film. Because it was the film that made me realize that I can do impressions. And
When did you learn to do that?
The answer is never.
I mean, I've never heard you do a semi-decent impression.
Fucking.
I really like this film anyway. I grew up with it.
No.
Everyone else was doing ones. I really like the way things go whoosh. Go.
Whoosh.
Yes, whoosh, the fucking very same.
Wrong film.
Someone go, please. I'm going to lose my mind. We've only been recording for 21 minutes, really? Okay. Yeah, no.
1 minute.
21 minutes. Fuck me.
Oh. We've only been recording for 1 minute. 21 minutes.
Why did you fucking hate this so much, you prick?
I didn't know. Yeah, I thought it was all right, but that was all I really thought.
It's
I don't
good.
know.
Okay, let's do opening statements then. Go
It was
first.
wonderful.
No, I meant Rob go first, not you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wonderful.
I don't know
No,
if it's maybe
shut
like
up.
a result of watching it at the wrong time, maybe because it was kind of making me think back to when we did things like ET and
Oh, what's
obviously
your
wait, yeah. I won't say anything. Yeah, it kind of made me think back to that because like the rest of us have kind of got these like childhood memories of ET, and you know maybe you could say that like some of our enjoyment towards it is the nostalgia, whereas you didn't have that, so you were kind of like seeing it for the first time with sort of adult eyes, and I don't know if maybe that was part of the reason that I was a bit colder on this, possibly. I don't know, but. Yeah, I never really found anything to sort of anchor towards because I think in Disney films you've usually got like I don't know, just something to. There's usually a character that you're like, oh man, like that guy deserves a break, or I really want to see them sort of get a better life or something like that. But in this, I was just like, yeah, I don't know, Lilo's kind of adorable, but other than that, I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really feel much towards it. And I also just kept thinking, why does anybody think this is a dog? It looks like a blue koala bear.
Yeah.
To be fair, they do. She calls Lilo's sister calls him a evil koala quite a few times. So that's quite.
All right, well, now all that shit's out of the way. Who wants to give another opening statement? Let's do Dan since he was so fucking vocal.
Yeah, it's a fucking great film. Best
Brilliant.
thing I've ever seen.
Now go away.
It kind of reminded me a bit of the Iron Giant, like the styling.
Yeah, Iron Giant. Fuck you and your ET crap.
E.T. and Iron Giant are also similar films.
Yeah.
They are. But like the fact that this was kind of in the transition between like fully digital and traditional. So like when you look at the backgrounds, they're all matte paintings and they've animated over the top of it, which is very reminiscent of like the 90s, of like 90s 90s Disney films, I should say. But yeah, that was like one of the main points. I was kind of looking at it, seeing that kind of them stylings. But yeah, it was all right. I kind of, I don't know. I feel a little bit like Rob. Like the characters didn't really have anything to go like, oh, that was really good, or oh, that's a redeeming arc. It was a bit like the little girl was annoying. The adult, her sister was like, this is kind of your own fault. Like,
It's your own fault your parents died.
no, that she's not. Well, yeah,
Yeah, go back to your hole.
you're the one who brought it up. Fuck you. It's like Stitch is very, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He's there's some bit like the end of it where he kind of has like the turn into the nicer character, and he's like realizing that he's a lost soul because he has no family and they have no family, so together they make a whole family, and it's that was probably the nicest bit about the film. And I quite like the Hawaiian theme as well. I quite like
The theme of Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'd like to go there at some point in my life, but yeah, it's all right.
Hey, I'm in the background. Just carry on. It's just some family stuff.
No worries, man. I thought that was you joining on your phone pad.
Nah.
Well, I realise now.
Just in case there was still an element of doubt.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah,
bad.
I changed my name to Patch because of Stitch. But anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, he made a
Yeah.
Benjamin.
embroidery joke.
Embroidery.
Patch, Stitch, embroidery.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Ed
saying you're
good.
wrong. It's just funny.
We're ready? Yeah.
No.
So, like I remember, I think do have a recollection of seeing this film when I was 11 or 12 when it came out, and I did remember liking it, but it was never one that I stuck with me as like Alec did. I think it's the age gap. I think compared to us, I think it came up just a little bit later than the Disney Renaissance era, and therefore I think we probably didn't have quite a connection to it like Alec would, and if that makes sense. But it's still a really sweet film. It still have wonderful moments of humor, and like the story is just really quite profound and quite intricate, as well as quite moving in places. I think what stops it being for classic for me, and whereas I hate to bring up why it's not as good as E.T. or Iron Giant, is because it's balancing two different tones. I think is my issue, because the story is airtight, it's great, characters are all really, really, really good, but I feel like it's either E.T. in the vein of Men in Black or Iron Giant in the vein of Futurama, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's got like
That's
two different like genres going on. You've got the aliens going after Stitch, which is really quite humorous and quite there's a lot of levity in that, and you've got the real world stuff with Lilo and her sister and in Hawaii, which is very classic Disney. It's very like traditional and very much in the vein of something like E.T. and the Iron Giant in terms of like it's very down to earth and real. And the alien stuff is very farcical and very fast moving and very like, it's not as serious and it doesn't have as much like profoundness to it, but it still has a lot of care and humor and just like great touches. So those things together, though they do work, I think it stops it from being like a real Disney classic for me, if you follow my drift. That's my 2 cents.
Fine. Go on, Patrick. Let's be animated.
Well,
Yeah.
when you picked it, obviously I was like, well, fuck my life. Like this wasn't going to be a film I was looking forward to watching. Thinking that I'd previously watched it, but I watched something else that I thought was Lilo and Stitch. I don't know what the film was that I saw.
Yeah,
But like sitting down watching this, I actually pretty enjoyed what I saw. Like it will never go down as like remotely one of my top sort of Disney films. Like but it was one that I had a good time watching. I thought it was the girl throughout most of it did irritate me, but I suppose that's what a young child is supposed to be like. They're not like that. They're irritating at the best of times. Like I suppose if you ask anyone with a kid between like I don't know 4 and 8, they'll tell you how irritating they are. But I thought the ending of it was pretty sweet. And obviously being an Elvis fan, I did enjoy the soundtrack, even though some of it was ruined by cover artists like Gareth Gates.
What?
Fucking Gareth Gates.
You listen to Gareth Gates. You had no idea.
That's it. I'm marking this down on production. I'm gonna give it a 1.
But no, it was a
You
It
all
was a
ganging
nice
up on me. Even Pat's under the veneer of like helping me out on this one. He's just made people tank my score by mentioning Gareth Gates.
I did really enjoy this, which wasn't something I expected to. So yeah.
Good
Fair
enough.
I don't want to bother Emmanuel if he's in the middle of something, but like Humphrey, fuck off.
Is it the first statement?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
don't do
just
it
the
if you
introduction.
can. Don't have to do it if you don't need to.
Pretty much the same as I remember it from way back when. The only added thing is that from an adult point of view, certain decisions were more annoying, but then of course the sister was not equipped or ready for any of this and just doing the best she could. Otherwise, besides really minor random like I thought it was a great film. It's a classic. I think it's a great film. Yeah.
Amazing.
There you go, Alec.
Only half of us were correct. Very good. Also, Ben, your little face just lit up when you wrote "it sucked" in John's column. Humphrey, if you leave that at a 1, I'm going to break your legs. We're only at 32 minutes, and I threatened to break your legs twice.
The night is young.
The night.
Let's just hope the police ain't watching our live stream.
No, they wouldn't do anything.
There's nothing you can do to stop me, police. I will go and break Ben's legs. Anyway.
Just don't tell them where you are, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, as kind of touched upon, you're all ganging up on me, and I won't accept it. Anyway.
Well, wrong then.
Yeah. Everyone apart from Pat and Emmanuel are off base. No, sorry. Yeah, no, I get that. Nostalgia's probably playing a part here. Like I do have a strong emotional connection to this one. I've tried to be fair, like with the story score and all that. Yeah, there were some things, but there was something like I think Emmanuel just touched on, that I didn't necessarily appreciate as a kid that I appreciate now, and that was kind of another reason why I felt like picking it, because like I remember as a kid I was like quite enamored with Stitch and going like, oh yeah, this is gonna be really, really cool. It's about like aliens and all that shit, and Stitch is fun and he swears kind of like, you know, in an alien way, but yes, yes, thank you.
Ben's just thrown up.
It's all right. It was worth it to cover your whole monitor and form.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, thank you. But yeah, really, really like enamored with like the alien stuff, and I didn't really give a fuck much about the human stuff. And then yeah, rewatching it as an adult, and I was going like, Oh, fucking hell, this is a lot heavier than I remembered. And like, I feel like on this sort of watch, I was going like, Nani's really like the unsung hero of this like whole film. Like, I think she gets like a really fucking bad rap, and like she's trying to be like the adult in the situation, and she's trying to parent a kid who just wants her to be a sister. And like I think and then having Cobra Bubbles like kind of over her shoulder as well, like trying to like oversee what she's doing and push her into like having a job and making sure that Lilo's like raised properly and all that stuff. That's just kind of applying like this pressure onto her and stuff. And she's like, I think she's doing a lot better than a lot of people would. But yeah, I think she gets like, I think when people try like remember this film, Nani goes like sorely underappreciated. And yeah, I don't know if it's just like now because like we're closer to like that age group, and it's like that'd be us in like this story, I guess. That should be outstanding, but like yeah, I was like, fucking hell, that must be really fucking tough. And you got like you're taking care of a kid who doesn't even like fully understand the situation, or doesn't seem to anyway. And then then you bring Stitch into it. And I was just like, this is a really cool story. Like, if you're a kid, you're just kind of not really thinking about a lot, and you're kind of just having fun with the aliens and all that. But yeah, as you get older, it kind of takes on a new dimension. And I thought that was really cool. But I've been talking a while now, so I'll let someone else have a go.
Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, here comes Simon. On cue.
No. Let the hate begin.
Hello.
Hello.
man.
Hey there. I just snuck away a bit just so I can see it. Wait a second. Let's see. Is everyone here?
Yeah. Emmanuel's dealing with some stuff, but other than that,
As far as I'm concerned, everyone's hit.
Alright, cool.
Well, everyone bar
Well-
poor Jonathan.
What happened with John, anyways?
You got
he's
hit
just
by a
taking
bus
some
and
time
died.
now.
I see. Okay. Essentially, I'll probably sneak away back again because I have to cook stuff. So I snuck away. So just a quick introduction. For
I'm
the film.
Simon.
Hi. But
Are
this
you
film
in the
is
bathroom?
Yes.
It's
That's
shitting in the
amazing commitment, man.
Simon, I told you to stop shitting in the shower. You didn't listen.
Don't worry. Just throw it. I'll throw my shit into the bowl. Don't worry.
What the fuck?
but in any case, this film is a very. I remember watching it as a kid. Like I didn't quite understand it completely, like as most kids don't. But like I was watching it rewatching it as an adult, I have to say it's a very sweet film, and I think like it should get a little bit more credit than it deserves because it's actually not too bad. Actually, it's not like the best Disney film, but it's not the worst.
I praise.
That's
I
kind of
praise
how
it.
I felt.
Yeah, that's well said.
That felt like a bit of a backhanded praise, though. It deserves more credit than it deserves.
Yeah, but it's
It started off quite well, and then it just sort of went. Yeah,
Oh, sorry, did I-
it's
oh, sorry.
not the
But is
worst
it-
one.
Well, it's not the worst one. Like the worst one is. Well, I won't say what my worst one is. I'll save that for another time. But like, it's not quite Lion King, and then it's not quite, all the other ones as well.
Yeah, there's definitely some that I rate lower.
There's
Oh,
a field between Lion King and Meet the Robinsons. It falls somewhere. That's cool.
Okay, but did you guys discuss all the trailers that he did before the actual movie itself, where he invades all the other Disney movies?
Oh, I remember that happening. It was like the commercial, like the marketing campaign decided to like instead of doing a traditional movie trailer, they put Stitch and all these other things, and they kind of like made him cameo in lots of other posters and trailers and stuff before the film came out, which was quite interesting.
all I remember, the main one I remember is the Lion. Oh, it's the Lion King one where it's like circle of life, and he pulls him up. He's like, wait a second, that's not Simba. It drops him, and everyone runs away. And I was like, and he just goes. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I understand. I'm very interested in this movie. I don't understand what it's about, but I'm kind of interested to see what it's like. Oh, and oh shit! All right, I'll listen in, but like I'll probably have to like disappear for a second. All right, see you. Speaking
In
of
a bit, man. Simon's just like turned up like a scene from a found footage movie.
I've seen things you won't believe.
I just like enter. Here's a little introduction. Leaves. It's like,
Yeah, that's the post I've just sent that I remember seeing before I saw the film. It's just quite amusing, and I've just sent it in the chat, by the way. But yeah, that's the one I remember. But then they did the actual trailers as well, which is quite interesting.
And just seeing the thumbnail, it looks like it says meet 100% Stitch.
100% Stitch.
That's quite a cool poster.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Well done. It's like a film club reacting to Alec.
Which also is why Alec picked it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know,
you see that.
I obviously felt a little bit of an affinity with like a lonely little monster, but like in two characters. So yeah, it was
Oh man, look at it. This poster
tailor made for me.
as if it is film club. That is 100% Aladdin.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this Stitch bag?
Sort of sitting down watching it, and like I wasn't sort of feeling too much either way to it at first, and then like the guy who's going to be taking away Lilo, I was like, that voice sounds so familiar. I was like, oh, it's Ving Rhames.
Yes.
I didn't realise it was Ving Rhames.
I think it's called him Ving Rhames.
That's Ving Rhames. Thingy, what's its name?
You didn't know it was
And
Ving
I'm,
Rhames?
Oh, I didn't realise.
And I very much like Ving Rhames.
Yeah, he's one of our favourites.
So I think it probably swayed my opinion even further.
He's one of my favourite characters in this. And
He is excellent. I do agree.
Yeah.
I think it's just when Stitch chucks the book at him, and then he's just kind of like, and he like cracks his shoulder, and he like just cracks his eyebrow, and I'm just like, oh, stop! You're fucking ridiculous. Even I don't know. I thought there's like kind of a sense of humor to it. Just kind of like your knuckles say Cobra, and it's just like, oh, yeah, what's your surname again? I'm Mr. Bubbles. Just like, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Ben.
It was great to have him, like, it all came full circle at the end. Is that, oh, I remember you from Roswell. And I was like, yeah, well, that was my old job kind of thing. And that was sort of quite cool, little like callback to real life instance and stuff like that. And he obviously is the Man in Black, which the Men in Black was inspired by. So he has that visage and the whole like dark sunglasses and black suit. So I thought that was a nice real world reference there.
Weapons.
Weapons.
One weapons, please.
Did you say that this inspired Men in Black?
No.
No, this film didn't inspire, but it was inspired by Men in Black, which was inspired by real events in Roswell.
Okay. I was going to say, because I was like, Men in Black came out before it.
This is inspired by Men in Black, which is inspired by the character that well.
Is everyone fucking wasted already?
Ling blames. That's who it is.
Nobody's drinking tonight.
Everyone seems to be drinking tonight.
Well, me and Rob are drinking soft drinks.
Then you have no excuse.
Mhm.
I'm drunk with time off.
That sounds like a good drink.
I've got a kebab.
Oh.
Well, you had a kebab.
No, there's still some there.
It just looks like salad.
Yeah, he's gonna throw up in a minute.
It is a raw
Actually-
kebab.
I hold it this way, I can see more.
Ah, fair dues. I had an omelette.
Oh, nice.
Underrated.
Alex got the ump.
Let's talk about my film. I have a kebab. I had an omelette. Oh, cool. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, you brought up the topic of us ingesting stuff. I'm just carrying it on.
Yeah, we ingested your film, Alec. That's good enough.
All right, well, that's it. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, we consumed more media.
Yeah,
Alright.
unlike some people.
What's wrong with you, Humphrey?
He's got
I was scratching my foot.
I can see why that'd be upsetting. Always such an uphill fucking struggle with this. Every fucking time. Anyway, you had some problems, Rob. Let's address the problems.
Well, it's not problems in the way that you would describe your problems. As in, I don't think they're anything that.
There's no controversies.
Well, it's nothing that I would say that the film is broken as a result of. It's just that I really didn't like the way that it started and the way that it ended. It's just like the whole thing with sort of it being on sort of where you've got that kind of like it's almost like a council of aliens meeting, and then Stitch is introduced and he presumably swears or something like that, and they're all like, "Oh my goodness, get him away!"
Oh, wait,
like,
sorry. Do you say about him swearing? Right? I remember,
Yeah.
I've actually got. I remember what it's pronounced. It's pronounced "Miga nada que costa." I had to save it because I remember there was a conversation of it.
It was
because
so close and yet so wrong.
Close,
Yeah.
close, so
Oh,
far.
sorry, wait, what?
I said you were so close, but yet so wrong.
No. But it's spelled MEEGA, right? So I know what I think I know what you're trying to say, but no, I did not say that. I don't want to get cancelled, especially on the internet. But in any case, it's actually a real language.
it's a real language.
Well,
Really?
well, it's,
Oh.
it's like it's part of it's slang words mixed with where is it? Hawaiian, Chinese, and Czech. It's like all the slang words kind of mixed together to make into. It's called Tagalog, and I was like, oh, that's really weird because like I never really thought they could just make a language like that. But it's like, oh, it's actually more easier than I expected it to be.
I want to know the thought process behind this now. Why did they choose Hawaiian? Fair enough, but why Chinese and Czech?
Well, because it's they're Pacific Islanders, right? So Pacific Islanders are like
Pacific
islands in
Islanders
the
don't come from the Czech Republic.
okay. No, let me finish. Right. I was about to explain. I was about to say for the Chinese, I understood because they're Pacific Islanders and that area has like a lot of like East Asian influences as well. I didn't get the Czech Republic one as well. I was just saying. All I can assume is because Jumba is like Russian. He's Russian scientist. I make mad creature 626. But like, I just didn't understand why he is. I guess it's a whole like interpretation to you guys can like guess yourselves. But like, but that's probably why because he's Russian. On everything, somewhere close by. Ukraine, maybe not. Czech Republic, yeah, sure, far enough. Not too complicated. Oh, there's a question that I needed to ask everyone though. It's because like, they have. There's a presiding theory about like Pudge the fish. If you guys remember the Pudge the fish.
Who could forget Pudge the fish?
Yes. But surprisingly, well, no, it's the one that she feeds the peanut butter sandwiches to.
Yeah.
And like,
And
everyone like there's a prevailing theory. It's because of like how she grew up with like her parents were like passing away because of the accident during the rainstorm. So she thinks Punch is like a demigod or something, and like controls the weather, and like she feeds him to like appease his like anger or something. Is that like, what do you guys think?
I think Lilo's really weird. And
Oh well, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, yeah.
I don't understand your question.
Okay. Do you understand why Pudge the fish could be considered a demigod, and that's why he has to be fed peanut butter jelly sandwiches?
What an essay question.
Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly time.
And he's actually played by Dwayne Johnson. So there we go.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
That's all needed.
So it's just like, I don't know, it's like watching it as like a child and watching this film as an adult. There's like a lot of things that you can like, you see and you go, huh, I don't understand why she does this or what she's doing. And then after you're an adult, you go, oh right. It's like why she was taking pictures of all those let's say larger sized tourists. And I was like, why would she do that? It's so weird. Then I realized, oh, she's whale watching. That's literally what she's doing. She's literally going, oh, look at these whales.
That's very fattest of me.
I mean, yeah, okay, sure. But like, it's just like, oh, a bunch of like, aren't they beautiful? And it's just got the pictures all on the wall. Why would you say? Oh, it's like, well, right? Yeah. I guess that makes kind of sense. In any case, right. So let's see. What have you guys discussed? Because I'm like, I'm half here, half not. I've got like here and again for a second. Well, it's not that funny, right?
Annie thinks it is.
Oh, Simon, I love you.
As much as you love Stitch?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god. Speaking of the fat tourists, I must know. Actually, this I'm gonna do my favourite scene actually. But
Haven't
don't
said
for fuck's sake.
Oh dear.
The bit I fucking wanted him there for, motherfucker. My favourite scene was going to be about the ice cream guy because I thought that bit was absolutely fucking hilarious. And just like that little build-up of Lilo takes the picture and he drops the ice cream, and like someone bumps into him and he drops the ice cream, and then the fucking spaceship comes round the corner of the canyon and he thinks he's safe in this isolated bit of beach, and then the fucking spaceship wing just fucking knocks out of his hand and he just goes, I fucking die every single time. Rob, tell me you like that scene, for fuck's sake.
I did. That's probably the only time in the entire film that I laughed, to be honest.
Wait, what scene was this? Sorry.
Oh, motherfucking
That's a bit harsh.
ice cream bastard.
Oh yeah, he was great. That was like as soon as I saw him,
cream
I was like, that's Rob.
I did kind of get flashbacks to that time that we went for a walk and I dropped a pizza.
That was so bad. The wind just fucking caught it. He just kind of went. Then it was just in a nettle bit. It's like, oh. Yeah, that's why I asked if the ice cream bit was a bit too close to the knuckle.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's not like I hated it or anything. Like, I didn't kind of like think badly of it as such. It's just that I only just about felt goodly of it.
Oh.
This is about good.
Yeah, like I don't know. I was very mild on it all.
I feel like a second watch would probably like cement some things because the bits I appreciate now are the bits that I think you'd. I think those are the bits I expected you to like take to.
Hmm.
Whereas like, because I don't know, like the thing with the Megan Anna Crista bit, like I think that's literally like where the aliens are concerned because they're like there's no two species that like look like there's no two aliens who look like they're from the same species. So you've got this like umbrella like federation who are all like coexisting and stuff. And so yeah, have it being and because they're all like natural beings being confronted with something that's been artificially made, like weirds them out, and they just want to know. And like Jumper's going about like how it's like super powered in all these different ways and stuff, and how he's designed it. And then they're like, "Give us a sign you can work with us," and then he swears at them, and it's like, yeah, for how prissy like they kind of need to be to have all these different species coexisting under one roof. Yeah, I can see why Stitch would be a problem for them.
Yeah, no, it's like I was saying as well. It's what I was trying to get at earlier. Like, I don't think it's a problem in the sense that it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't make sense for the characters to do it, or the context of the world is off, or anything like that. Like, I think all of that's fine. It's just that when you just kind of get like a gut reaction to something, and you go like, man, I don't, yeah, that feels
It wasn't
a little lame.
quite strong enough for you.
It just
maybe
it just rang a bit kind of like, I don't know. I just had a bit of a reaction to it.
Fine.
I think for me, maybe it was more like the aliens themselves, like the mad scientists who create Stitch, and I can't remember the one-eyed guy. What is his name?
Okay, it's Jumba and Pleaky.
Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
Shut up! Guy is a great band name.
Yeah, those guys. It's like I feel that they were more of a comedic relief than they should have been, at least partially to an extent. I think if they were more of a threat and they seemed more of like, oh shit, these guys are me in business, and I need to get him back because Stitch is an abomination and he's like a threat to all worlds kind of situation kind of thing. But I feel that it wasn't serious enough in that regard for the stakes to be high enough for everyone else. However, but obviously you get the two sides of that in that regard. If Stitch is that evil and horrible, you kind of like want him to get away from Lilo straight away because he is going to mess everything up. So I understand why they had to put a bit of levity in that regard. But I feel like maybe they should have toned down the humor just a little bit and made them a bit more serious. Like, no, we need to get Stitch back. We need to get him back to authorities and like keep him away from any other creature so he doesn't cause much harm, kind of thing. So I feel like maybe it didn't seem serious enough or more of an issue than it implied in the film. That's one of my critiques.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there is like a reason why they had to like turn him down, right? Because there are like alternate deleted scenes where what is it from? When he got fired, and he was like, "All right, we do this my way now," and he starts screaming and he goes all guns blazing into like her house, right? He throws his Swiss Army knife, but the Swiss Army knife is just like a pen and like a comb and stuff, and he throws at her and breaks through the door. The alternate scene is that's actually like a proper like alien shuriken thing, and everyone looked at the scene and I was like, this is like
that's quite
child. Yeah, this is a bit too much for child endangerment stuff, right? I just like let's not do that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, so I can see that they probably were wrestling with it behind the scenes as well. I think more of the character designs of them are quite. I won't say they're silly, but them kind of like they kind of don't look. You know what? Like what's the guy's name? The big shark, like gigantic guy. Yeah, him. He seemed intimidating and serious, and even though he was like Disney's design of what an intimidating alien creature would be. I feel like the scientists and the envoy guy were kind of more like of a, they weren't really of much of a like something to take serious, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm mudding my words a bit. They didn't seem like, oh, we need to be scared of these people. And obviously them blending in kind of thing was a very Disney way of showing, oh yeah, let's just put on a wig, let's just put on these random clothes and then we can blend in fine and no one will notice, and no one did, but only at the worst moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's just the era of Disney. They could do that sort of stuff, so I'm not going to blame the filmmakers for that.
But that scene though, like where you can see like, so one of them's got sunglasses on, and even though he's got sunglasses on, you can see his extra eye.
Yeah.
and it was just like, just get wraparound shades.
And then for something else.
And then the other bit where like when the one with the one eye, they're like, oh, her head's really swollen, and it's like, yeah, amongst other things, she's got one eye.
Just one particular thing.
I do draw issue with the disguises. I do think they're stupid. Because like I think kind of appreciated it more because there's sorry there's this, I don't, yeah, wrong crowd, but I read this book once, and it's called like Mog World, and there's like a character who's like a zombie, and he loses his eyeballs and he replaces them with octopus eyes. And there's like a running gag where every time he like talks to someone, they just go, "Hi, what the?" I'd have really appreciated that if like that was the reaction to Blinkley. It's just this giant fucking eyeball, just covered in vomit. But yeah, no, I do think the disguises are stupid. I think I might have preferred if they had like kind of a shapeshifty kind of thing.
That would have been a cool idea.
I think I would have
That
just
would have
preferred it if they just made it more of a punchline rather than just acting as if they look like humans.
Well, there's actually like a funny. They did like a show off of this, and this really got me in it because when we watched it, like Gantu's like stranded on Hawaii, and he's just walking around because he has to, and then he meets some like native Hawaiians, and they're like, "Why are you so tall?" And he goes, I'm Samoan, and they go, "Oh yeah, makes sense."
That's
Something
all the
like
problem. Hey, yeah, why do you look like a Neva koala? Oh, I'm a dog. Oh, okay.
What's the dog thing? I'm sorry. Dogs can look like fucking anything now. Like you have a pug. You got too many restrictive boundaries on what a dog can look like. And yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean,
he does it like a koala.
but he's clearly identifiable as a dog.
Yeah, but just because they could be anything. Like,
They should have called him a dog, but he could have been any real world creature, and that could anyone's interpretation.
Yeah, like if somebody said to me,
cat or dog or what?
If somebody said to me, "Oh, I've just rescued a dog," and then they showed me a koala bear, I'd be like, "You should be careful. just keep an eye on it."
But don't let it piss on you, for fuck's sake. But I do think it is addressed though, because there's only one character who immediately goes, "That is a dog," and that is Nani's boss. And the whole luau scene, I'm just like, cool. Bad disguises. He immediately leapt a dog. Where every other character went, "What the fuck is that thing? Is it a dog? Are you sure it's a dog? I think it might be an evil koala. It's a dog. I think it was dead this morning." Like, no one's sure. Multiple characters like comment on how they don't think it is one, and like the only person who believes it fully is Lilo, and she's a little fucking weirdo. So like, I think it is like addressed where like I think that's why he sticks out to me. Nani's boss is the only one who immediately goes, "Dog." Whereas everyone else questions it. And yeah, I think that's something I wish they kind of kept out, having him immediately call him one, because I'm like, nah, but I think that's kind of where you've got hung up on it. Whereas if he just questioned it as well, then that
Mm.
might have
It's-
smoothed it over a bit.
I mean, it's nothing that I can't get over. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a big thing, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel, I feel like you could have made him more kind of like ambiguously Doug, if that's what you were going for.
Yeah. Fair enough. There was actually one thing I did want to bring up as well, because when you said it, I was just kind of thinking, because when Stitch gets hit by the truck and they bring him into the shelter, it's like early the next morning when Lilo and Nani come in. But when Stitch wakes up in the shelter, he's still got the antenna and the 2 extra arms and the spiny
Yeah.
thing. And I was like,
Yeah, I think if he changed before that, it would make more sense that they'd take him in so willingly.
but he wouldn't have any like reason to necessarily. Like he
Yeah.
does, so it's like, oh yeah, how do you make that work?
It's a bit,
But yeah, you would go. She shouldn't go. It was dead this morning. She should go. It had antenna this morning.
Yeah,
It had
2
4 arms
extra
this
arms.
morning.
yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you kind of just needed, like, even if there was just a scene to imply that she wasn't there when it came in, and maybe the person before was like, "We've got this really weird thing that's like probably dead." Like, just something like that would have been fine, because then she would have never seen that he was like, yeah, like a 6-armed antennaed thing. It's-
Yeah.
But even that scene, like when she like sprays him, it's like, well, I don't know. Like, it's just like your job is dogs.
Yeah, you should- yeah.
Yeah. But I think there's enough dialogue to support people not immediately taking on face value. Yes, a dog, a cousin of the golden retriever. Yes, I get you. But I do think that bit is a problem where she has just seen this antennaed 6-limbed freak and gone, yeah, dog.
Dog.
So yeah, I'll accept that one. Would anyone like to do a favorite scene? Anyone? Anyone at all? Anybody?
Favorite scene. What?
Go for it.
Have a favorite scene? I think I think after everything, it's it's the moment where Stitch says, there's 2 moments equally. The moment where Stitch says Ohana means family, that no one gets left behind. Those moments that did almost make us cry, I think. But anyway, and
That one gets me.
and at the end, when he was like, "Oh, can I say goodbye?" And the lady's just like all shocked, like, how is he so civilized? Like okay. And that whole kind of thing. So both of those things. But yeah, I think probably the Ohana is the favorite. Like, no one gets left behind from Stitch. That's that's a great one.
So anyone else? Anyone want to give a favorite scene?
Mine's the same as yours. Mine is by far the ice cream guy.
Go on, Humph. Do you want to
No.
take a swing?
No. No.
That was fantastic timing, though. You got to admit.
No. Is he, Rob? Are you really drinking fucking chocolate milk?
Yeah.
Give me your fucking favorite scene.
Right, it's got to be when Stitch is dressed up as Elvis on the beach. My first fucking college. Starts playing the guitar. Just, so good.
Yeah, I did like the little Elvis snippets.
Yeah, and like
This little homage.
they go to Graceland as well at the end. Yeah, that's it.
God, just really just burning through these.
What's your favourite scene, Pat?
You are muted. I really wish I
Give me
hadn't
one
said
sec.
that now, because if he'd have just reeled off this whole thing, then that would have been a really good little ending.
There's sort of numerous ones. I thought the nobody getting left behind kind of thing was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with that one. I know Emmanuel's already said it, but I thought that was a great scene.
It is a great scene.
I think you've got moments, especially with older Disney films, where you've got like scenes that sort of have like a real life meaning to it, and I think that's probably this film's one. I think it probably hits home a lot, especially with sort of strong families, or like you've got a strong family, but people sort of not sort of being as close as you'd like as well.
Well, that was maybe one of the things that I didn't get from it so much, which, you know, maybe I will on a second watch. But I was kind of comparing it to sort of, you know, my favorite kind of Disney and Pixar films, and I think the things that separate them usually is that you've almost got like a dual narrative going on. So there's like something for the kids to take something from, and then there's something from the adults to take something from. And I didn't really get anything on the adult side of it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll change next time after listening to you guys.
I think watching Nani's story is like a big part of that. But yeah, just going back to the Ohana thing, like I do think there is like the temptation to like watch those scenes and go, oh, it's like a really smarmy fucking Disney thing, and then like, oh yeah, family, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, like when you look at who's saying it and you look at like the circumstances that have led to him saying it, like I do think like this is like a really powerful little bit where they take him back to the house and Nani's getting pissed off and she's about to chuck Stitch out of the door, and then Lilo says Ohana, and she like just like has a bit of conflict and shuts the door, and Stitch is like, hang on, what the fuck? And like that's what gets him sort of started on the his little journey of emotional discovery. And then like that, and that's how it culminates, is him like saying like nobody gets left behind, and it's like, fuck, man, like that's really huge to me. Like I know it's probably, well, it's three fucking people's favorite scenes, but like it's I think there's a good reason why. I did just think of another one when he's freaking out in Lilo's room for the first time, and she puts like the flower necklace over over him, and then he just instantly calms down. I thought that was really neat. Like just as a spiritual kind of like, oh. I also like the Godzilla bit, but rubbish reason. Benjamin. Cool. Simon.
That scene.
You just like the general flatulence, I understand.
I think apart from like Stitch's like belching, one of my favorite scenes is where like Stitch realizes his what's the word? He kind of like realizes his place in the world and who he is and what he does.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
That's right. And when Stitch comes to realization that he is like a creature born out of like a scientist's mad experiments kind of thing. So the scene where he reads the Ugly Duckling story, and he's just like sitting out in the at night and just contemplating life. I thought that was quite a touching moment. And he's just obviously he tries to explain it a few times to Lilo across the film itself, just about how he relates to the ugly duckling and being lost and all that. And so I thought that was quite a good moment to put in, especially when he's just like he can't sleep and he's just like looking up to the stars and just contemplating his existence. That was one of my favorite moments.
That's quite nice. That's a nice one to choose.
There's a lot of little like nice moments. Like even just stuff like when the Jumper's like watching him with like the binoculars and stuff, and like Stitch has been breaking everything in the house, and then he's like ran out of stuff to break, and he's just sort of standing there, and he's just like, oh, and then he's just like, what must it be like to have nothing, like not even a memory and stuff, and it like. I don't know. I think there's like a lot of like little powerful moments just sort of sewn into this.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It's really good to talk about this.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Overall, thank you for again picking this film.
Oh, you're welcome, Emmanuel. I'm glad someone liked it.
Even though, like, I like the film, I was not in the mood to watch it any day. I watched it days ago. I initially tried to score it before that point, like preliminary, but I couldn't. The thing kept crashing. Days ago, I just kept forgetting. But yeah, it's a good film at the end of the day, and it's a nice difference from what American Psycho.
It is certainly different from
It
American
is
Psycho.
oh god, that film.
Fucking shut up.
Then something else.
That film.
Was incredible.
Oh, can we do like a little chat about it after we do this? I need to clarify something about the film. You probably did talk about it, but
no.
Oh.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
You can go, Alec, if you want.
Yeah, get fucked.
Oh, did you pick a film? Eat shit.
Update it on the phone now. I can see everyone, including myself, on the same screen.
Nobody gets left behind.
Yeah.
It's
Oh man, this was the OG lineup from 2022 plus Simon.
2021.
It's not really OG then, is it?
This is the OG 2022 lineup plus Simon.
And likely the OG 2023 line.
Yeah.
In fact, OG is
Let's
probably
not be
lost all meaning.
mean. Let's not be mean.
I'm not being mean. If John wants to be part-time, I'm fine with it, as long as he's fine with it.
As long as he's alive, that's nice to me.
I'm not fine with it, and I hope he finds himself in a sentient truck. Sorry. He's not going to watch this. It's fine.
This is when he'll exactly watch it because he'll be like, right, I'm not in these chats anymore. Let's see what shit they're chatting behind my back.
The thing is, he won't watch it because there's spoilers for a film he hasn't seen yet, and he won't see it. So
He'll watch the film and then he'll watch the chat.
Then we're in trouble. But
Yeah.
it's all right. It's on me.
Ali could be tightening his butthole.
His own or John's?
It'll be like the eye of a needle.
And then he's battle. What with?
With an Allen key.
Ultimate defense. I tightened it with an Allen key.
The key of Alan.
Allen key in the
Allen's
UK.
key.
trying desperately to segue back to the film that I picked.
Oh, you picked it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's
Just so bitchy tonight, but
You're such an asshole.
I'm not bitchy.
Love it. I'm not bitchy.
Bitch.
Well, I've got to say, thank God this is not going to be a 6-hour call about how much people hate stuff.
I told you you would be a bitch.
Sorry, I had to shoehorn that in. Oh fucking hell, that tickled me.
Humphrey's looking confused. Oh, no.
Basically, Alec
Yeah, it's-
follows some YouTube fella who
Well
likes
done.
to
Well done
likes to
for not
hate
saying
on
nonsense.
stuff. But the videos are usually 5, 6, 7 hours long. Yeah.
If he makes a 3-hour one, then his fans get annoyed because it's not enough content.
What?
Oh dear.
Who the fuck
Alex,
sits
one
there?
of
Why
those
don't you
hours.
why don't you record the entire thing and then release it in like hour-long videos?
Because you could just do it in one and it's just 5 hours. And it's...
I'm
Who
just-
fucking sits there for
right.
5 hours listening to someone talk?
That's exactly what I said.
Some people turn off the video when they're not watching it and then they come back to it later. Because it's not a film, you don't actually have to watch it all in one shot.
He must be some super interesting fucking
Yeah.
person.
But you know, some
Yeah.
people watch films in parts.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Well, some people do it.
And you drink Warhammer paste, so. No, not this in the other one.
You mean the yogurt?
Whoa, yogurt.
The Mulakuna cheesecake one.
Your camera.
Anyway. Fuck no. I swear this is just like a battle between like every week it's just a battle between I'm trying to keep us on track and then someone else brings up food and then it's just gone again.
Hey, it's a loose chat, isn't it?
The loosest. I was actually on the lookout for when Rob said about the environmental stuff with the art
animation.
stuff. Yeah, I didn't think it was as egregious as all that.
Oh, I wasn't a fan of it, man. It kept just pulling me out of it. Like the worst example, like I said, is where you've got kind of like the matte painting house, and then the roof, not the roof, the ceiling is like just sort of like smooth, kind of like digital, and then it's just obvious that that's going to be the bit that moves, and then it kind of caves in.
Yeah.
And it's like, to be honest, it's only ever like a second at a time. But every time I saw it, I was just like, oh man.
I think that's the thing. Like I was like really looking for it, and I was like, I don't know. Like it is really like a second. Like
I really like the animation for this film.
yeah, fuck you.
I just feel
Like,
like it was two different styles. I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't big on it.
Cry and
I
make
did
a
notice
5 hour.
In a way, it sort of reminded me a little bit of this sort of old school Dragon Ball Z sort of
Oh,
animation style.
No.
Like it's like before they went to sort of proper digital video game style animation. I've got a soft spot for that old style.
Oi.
Well, it's not so much that. It's just that there's like, there's very clearly a background and a foreground, and sometimes when the background and the foreground interact, it just looks really jarring to me. Like that example with the house where you got the matte painting house and then a completely different style for the ceiling because the ceiling's the bit that's got a collapse in.
I'd have to rewatch it just to have a look at that.
See, the bit I had the gripe with was Jumper's head frequently changes proportion. Sometimes he's got like a really, really big chin, and other times he's got a really, really big head and a tiny chin. But like, I don't know. I guess it must have just been like two artists like doing different bits. But like, yeah, his head, random bits of his head seem to inflate. My point. Sorry, Humphrey.
I was going to say my only kind of gripe with the film was the actual music. Some bits of it were a bit like.
Well, this is a role reversal. If you've got a
Dan
problem with
hates
the
Elvis.
music and I've got a problem with the visuals.
No. Well, it's not the Elvis part. It was the actual general kind of score. I just thought it was a bit. I don't know. It just didn't really sit well with me.
What, the soundtrack?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Alan Silvestri, who did Back to the Future.
I know, but it just didn't really sound right.
He didn't go.
Oh,
Whoosh.
wasn't enough whooshes for you?
It didn't have no what's it called? Oh, what's the
WH
no, when it goes
double O.
diddling.
Like whoosh.
No, I think Back to the Future. It goes diddling.
Like whoosh.
Whoosh.
You don't like the score because it didn't go ding-a-ling.
No.
Did you watch Back to the Future at an early age and go, if if any film doesn't have this exact blueprint, it's crap?
I hope every film that I watch has a ding-a-ling.
With a bit of a whoosh.
Ding-ling. I don't know. I just felt like the score. For me personally, I just.
Is that why you like Jaws so much, Dan? Because of the
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling.
The difference is Jaws uses it for suspense. Back to the Future used it for intrigue. And then it kind of just went like, oh, we're going to culturally appropriate something. And it just like, I don't know. It didn't really sit well with me. But that's probably my only thing.
You've made that sound like me after I've eaten. Like it's just not sit well.
Oh, I thought you meant you've culturally appropriated the Chinese. I'm culturally appropriating it as we speak.
It got me like Taco Bell.
How you doing there, Manuel? We can't hear you, but you seem to be in.
Is okay, like as best I can be. It's just we're not recording anymore, are we?
Oh, yeah,
No, we still are, yeah.
I can come off if you want, mate.
If you want to swear, go for it.
Do you want us to stop streaming?
I don't know. Are you guys finished streaming?
No,
Well, we can do like a quick roundup if you want.
If you want a badmouth the Tron, go for it.
Oh no, you don't have to stop streaming. It's just stuff from the past and some family stuff. But I'm all right. It's nothing like crazy. Yeah.
Okay, well, in the interest of wrapping up, then, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
On cue again. Wonderful.
What's happening?
How do you do it? You got a favourite scene? So?
Magic.
There's no magic in it. It's an alien film.
Let's see. Favorite scene. Well, okay. I've got like. Oh, it's a hard choice. But favorite scene is when Lilo is going, please send me like pushing on the shooting star. Oh, please send me the nicest person. Send me the bestest angel. Then it cuts to Stitch screaming manically. That's definitely like that's a very good. That's a perfect scene of like how this movie should be. It's like, send me the sweetest, nicest angel you have. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I see exactly what this sort of film is. It's like, yeah, this is definitely a great film. And like, but like favorite scenes is definitely like
it's a great film.
Like the film scene with like the ducks, like or the ugly duckling, and scene with the ducks actually coming out and like meeting with him. I was like, oh right, yeah, like life imitates art, I guess, or art imitates life, I guess. And it's like, oh, it's very poetic to see him with like the ducks. I was like, oh, that's quite sweet, you know, because of what he's trying to portray. Yeah, it's good. Well, how about everyone else's favorite scene?
We mostly had the same favorite scenes, I think.
We really liked the stuff with the ice cream guy, and we really liked Ohana. And Ben had a weird one, and I've just lost it. I'm really sorry.
The ugly duckling.
Oh wait,
the ugly duckling.
I had another one.
The one where he says, "I'm lost," where she teaches him.
Did you guys?
Kinda, yeah.
Huh?
Someone's
like-
breaking up.
It seems like Simon's going wish.
Did you guys discuss?
Someone's going what?
Sorry, I was just discussing with something, but it's like yeah, with the scene with like where he's like when he does the I'm lost scene, but then afterwards like there's like a few scenes later there's actually a family of ducks together, and I was like, oh yeah, that's sweet and poetic. I wanted to discuss something with you guys. Did you guys know about the scene about where he's flying the plane through the canyon and it's kind of like changed because of like reasons? Like before it was a plane flying because before in the movie they're flying the spaceship through like the canyons and where you meet the ice cream guy. He drops his ice cream in a cityscape, not in a canyon. Did you guys notice or not? Yeah, because like because they had to change it because of obvious 9/11 reasons, right? So it's like, oh right, that's really bad because you did not know that.
Nope.
Instead of flying to the city, they flew through a cavern to get. Oh, I see.
Oh, we've just been demonetized.
Oh no, he's just.
Why would you have been demonetized? It's history. It's like unfortunate things that have happened. It's not like you guys are like how to explain it. You're not
retarded.
Like it's just a thing that's.
Why did you do that?
You might as well just fucking not use the tissue. Oh, God.
I didn't realise that was going to be so comedic.
Sorry, well, I must have missed something.
Rob just left the frame, came back in, sat back down, and went and just sneezed into a tissue.
Okay.
Big comedy.
I don't know. I thought it was just going to blend into the background.
Okay, so has everyone done their favorite scenes, or is there like, we're missing?
Well, I to diffuse the tension of that.
In any case, Alec,
Ben, what's your film?
you don't like anime, do you?
Animu. It's really cringe. Yeah.
But would you say Lilo and Stitch is cringe?
No, because it's not anime.
Well, that's the thing I was going to talk about. There is an animu, as you call it, of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh. So
Yeah, but
they made it cringe then.
Kind of, I guess, because like essentially, instead of him landing in Hawaii, he lands in Japan's Okinawa, which is essentially again an island area, and he's stuck there, and he has to, and it's like a whole different anime TV series about him learning, what is good, what is family. Family means ohana, but they don't have ohana in Japan. It has to be something else. I don't know. So that's a question of like, if you watched anime, would you watch a Lilo and Stitch anime? Is what I was going to ask. The question was.
No.
Okay, I guess not. I kind of guessed you wouldn't, but like just seeing.
Lilo and Stitch.
Otaku means don't come out of your room.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that? Wait, Alec.
Hmm.
Oh, Alec. Okay.
Alec means Alec.
Oh, Alex said things.
Alec is retarded.
So in any case,
Humphrey's just desperate to get to the end.
This is fucking.
Can we stop, please?
What voice is this?
That's the Humphrey voice.
I'm just kidding. Oh, right. I think it's doing like we've had Lilo and Stitch in anime, and now we're gonna do Lilo and Stitch in like Faulty Towers. Right. Who's doing their fucking film?
Me? Do I not yet?
Rob, is it Ben next or is it John?
Yeah, no, it's Ben next. John's
Cool.
on hiatus.
That was a trick question because I knew that.
My film is a film by the legendary director Mel Brooks, and it is the Producers.
Whoa!
Mm.
In this one.
And
You've seen it, Emmanuel?
No, I haven't seen this one.
Oh,
right.
And I'm not sure where it's streaming. So
It's on Amazon.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Amazon. I just want
Pat saved you this time.
You sound as prepared as I am.
Yes, it was. Well, I am. Yes.
See, I went on IMDb because that usually gives me a link to a streaming site, but it only gave me a link to the DVDs. I was like, so I had to. So I did some research, and it's only on Amazon.
So you're.
I was about to say.
You're a producer.
Thank you.
Go on, Tom.
No, I was gonna say. I thought it was gonna be like a whole fucking Shin Godzilla situation again. It's like, someone's gonna get the DVD. That's gonna be a whole fucking issue about it. There's gonna be subtitles everywhere for no fucking reason. I was like,